Good evening and welcome to Newsfeed. Today is Thursday, October 24th. I'm Eva Cluting.
And I am Sydney Smith. We're excited to have you here watching with us tonight. Let's see what's happening in Ann Arbor.
Presidential debates are coming to Ann Arbor. On Friday, October 11th, via a press release featuring President Schlissel, the university announced that it will host a presidential debate on October 2020, 1 month before the general election. In the press release video, President Schlissel stated, quote, "This is a tremendous opportunity for the university community to contribute to our democracy, while setting an example of civic engagement and shining a light on the outstanding academic strengths of our institution," end quote. According to the debate's website, the debate aims to provide the university community with co-curricular and curricular experiences and public events that allow students, faculty, and staff to engage with the electoral process. As noted on the website homepage, quote, "Public service and civic engagement are at the core of our great university and its history," end quote. The debate will take place at the Chrysler Center on South Campus between the Democratic and Republican nominees. More information can be found at debate2020.umich.edu.
On October 10th, former U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton came to campus to launch the Wiser Diplomacy Center's guest lecture series. After a seminar on leadership for a small group of 4 school policy students, she spoke to a full auditorium in Rackham. The event was called, quote, Reflections on Foreign Policy, Defense, Diplomacy, and Development, end quote. And Clinton spoke with Dean Michael Barr of the Ford School about her foreign policy history and take on current U.S. foreign policy challenges. A few topics of discussion included Ukraine, the current pro-democracy rallies in Hong Kong, and foreign election influence. She emphasized the need for, quote, intelligent democracy, unquote, and the need for America to maintain its credibility on the world stage.
Ann Arbor City Council approved unanimously last Monday $600,000 in funding for 3 affordable housing projects by the Ann Arbor Housing Commission and nonprofit developer Avalon Housing. Councilman Zachary Ackerman said, quote, "This is the first time we'll be releasing money from our Affordable Housing Fund with new tax dollars that come to us through the Community Mental Health Millage," end quote. Avalon will use $450,000 to develop 36 housing units on South Maple Road. Another $57,000 will go to the renovation of a duplex on Glendale Drive, filling a funding gap due to a change in the federal home loan bank policy. The Ann Arbor Housing Commission will use its part of the funding for upgrading security cameras, renovating properties from stormwater erosion, and resurfacing the lot and baseball court at Maple Meadows. It will also be used for new LED lighting at another property. Both the Ann Arbor Housing Commission and Avalon requested more funding. However, Jennifer Hall, the executive director of the Ann Arbor Housing Commission, agreed with the city prioritizing Avalon Housing on this round.
Now it's time for a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Oh my gosh, we only have a minute to get to class.
What? Well, alright, I need to go get some water from the vending machine.
I'm gonna be eco-friendly and fill up my water bottle.
Well, I guess I'll see you in class.
All right. fresh.
Ah, come on, I just need to get to class.
Welcome back to the show. You're watching Newsfeed. Let's continue with our local news. In anticipation of the University of Michigan versus Notre Dame football game, Airbnb is welcoming over 2,300 guests, earning a total of $735,000 for Airbnb hosts in the Ann Arbor area. This marks the largest amount of guests brought into the Ann Arbor area in Airbnb history. Airbnb has significantly increased its lodging capacity in Ann Arbor recently. Out of the 978 Airbnb listings in Ann Arbor, only about 30 are available. Airbnb spokesperson Sam Randolph says this may be a testament to the wide array of U of M and Notre Dame alumni across the country, which according to a press release from Airbnb are mostly coming from the cities of Chicago, New York, San Francisco, Ann Arbor, and Atlanta. This large influx of guests will provide a wonderful economic opportunity for Airbnb hosts and bring revenue to the area, as guests are expected to spend an average of $110 per day while in the area on local restaurants and merchants, according to Airbnb. In addition to standard Airbnbs for the weekend, Airbnb is also allowing fans to stay in the Goodyear Blimp for 3 nights in anticipation of the game, the first time such a unique stay will be permitted by Airbnb.
Wayne State University has recently announced that they will be offering free tuition to all high school graduates from Detroit. This scholarship is called the Heart of Detroit Tuition Pledge, and it is available for any student who attended school in Detroit and also lives in Detroit. Students will save $11,700 by receiving this scholarship. Wayne State University President Roy Wilson announced this scholarship at an event where Governor Gretchen Whitmer was in attendance. In order to apply for the scholarship, students have to complete the free application for federal student aid and receive admission to Wayne State University as a first-time freshman. Don Medley, an official from Wayne State University, stated that they wanted to, quote, go bold, end quote, and that they are, quote, ready to take on the challenge, end quote. This scholarship goes along well with Governor Whitmer's recent goal for 60% of Michigan citizens to possess a post-secondary degree.
This Friday at Hill Auditorium, the University of Michigan will welcome rapper Rich the Kid. The 27-year-old Atlanta-based artist has released 2 albums this year, including the widely popular The World Is Yours Too, which features songs such as Splashing, Fall Through, and Racks Today. Although born in New York City, Rich the Kid is a staple of the Atlanta trap movement and is known for his collaborations with other Atlanta rappers, such as Young Thug and Migos. He broke onto the global stage after he released New Freezer, a multi-platinum single, and further cemented his popularity with the catchy song Plug Walk. He is sure to have the Hill Auditorium jumping with his high energy, performance, style, and catchy beats. Tickets are still available, so buy yours as soon as possible and plug walk your way to Hill this Friday.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some national and international news.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1,000,000. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Welcome back to Newsfeed. Now let's get into our national and international news. SpaceX CEO, founder, and chief technology officer Elon Musk sent the first tweet through the company's Starlink internet network. In an October 21st tweet sent at 3:03 p.m., Musk said, quote, "Sending this tweet through space via Starlink satellite," followed by a satellite emoji, end quote. SpaceX launched the first 60 low Earth orbit satellites for its internet network on May 24th, earlier this year. SpaceX and Musk have stated goals of giving underdeserved communities internet access with this project. In the mission press kit for the Starlink launch, SpaceX referred to Starlink as, quote, "a next-generation satellite network capable of connecting the globe, especially reaching those who are not yet connected with reliable and affordable broadband internet services," end quote. SpaceX has approval from the Federal Communications Commission to operate up to 12,000 satellites for its network and applied this week for permits for an additional 30,000.
The impeachment investigation into President Donald Trump has been continuously growing more complex as more factors and previously overlooked variables are coming into play. The top U.S. diplomat in Ukraine, Bill Taylor, told impeachment investigators that Trump withheld a meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky until Zelensky agreed to announce that he would investigate Trump's political rivals. Taylor told House Democrats that he was informed that American military aid to Ukraine was a quid pro quo, contingent on a pledge to probe the 2016 election and 2020 candidate Joe Biden. On the contrary, U.S. Ambassador to the European Union, Gordon Sondland, said Trump told him there was no quid pro quo. President Trump has described the impeachment investigation as, quote, "a lynching," which is a historical term referencing the racist murder of black people. Even some Republican senators, such as Senator John Thune, have condemned the comment. Thune said, quote, "that is not appropriate in any context," end quote. Democratic leaders want to conduct a thorough investigation, and the probe could potentially continue into the election year, which, according to CNN, could, quote, "cause serious complications and risks for everyone involved," end quote. More updates to come.
A trailer was found in England yesterday containing 39 dead bodies and launching one of the largest murder investigations in the country's history. Police have not yet provided an official account of what happened, yet it would appear that the scene is linked to human trafficking incidents involving individuals and smuggled in containers. Prime Minister Johnson responded to the news, saying that he was, quote, "appalled by the tragic incident in Essex," end quote. According to British authorities, human trafficking is on the rise, citing a National Crime Agency statistic that reports a 36% rise in human trafficking victims from 2017 to 2018. The driver has been arrested on suspicion of murder.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight. I'm Sydney Smith.
And I'm Eva Cluding.
And you've just been Newsfed.